You're far too kind. Get excited. What up, y'all? How you feel? It's Medz like Dre. Motivation, inspiration, speakers, and passion across the globe. Welcome back to the Impact Meeting, baby. We in here. I'm just inviting people on fan base, y'all. Go subscribe to the fan base. You already know. All right, so we're gonna get right into it, man, because I got a call at 9:30, so I'm not gonna be here too long. I won't be in front of y'all too long. Oh, my man, Coach in the building. What up, Coach? How you feel?
Best day of my life, man. How you doing today?
Yo, I'm excellent, Coach. I'm so glad to hear your voice, man. How are you?
Hey, man, trust me, you know the feeling mutual, man. I'm glad to hear your voice, bro. So I already know it's gonna be a divine show today. Believe it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we on YouTube with it as well. Yo, I ain't expect too many people to be here today because I ain't been around. I've been falling back. First it was the hurricane, you feel me? Then the big move and stuff like that. So
I'm back. You already know. We understand. We already know. You know, me and the missus understand what's going on, and we support you all the way.
Definitely. Rich Rising.
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Blessed.
That's what I like to hear. Gotta throw some. Them sounds is back, man. Yes, sir. Thanks to you. You already know.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So I had a nice workout this rising. I went to the gym at like 5, and it made me. Now I've done this meeting before, but it made me want to do this meeting again, right? So do it anyway. It's designed to help you realize that the best time to get work done, the best time to, elevate yourself or invest in yourself is when you really don't feel like it, right? And I'm gonna let for the people watching, for the people listening on YouTube, I'm gonna let my man Coach elaborate on why work ethic is super important in business, entrepreneurship, even in life. You feel me? So, Coach, why is it important to do stuff when you don't feel like it?
Man, because it's like that's your practice right there for when you're running your own business. Like if you're working for somebody and you might not feel like going in there, you just got to chalk it up and go on in there and be the best you. So that way you'll have people that see you doing your job and they might not be doing theirs. That's how you know you're doing great at that job, because you'll have people trying to hate on you and say different things under their breath. But as long as you go in there, you do you. You're always gonna elevate. So that's your practice for your own business, for you to stay consistent.
Yes, sir. I totally agree, man. When it boils down to you being lazy or you just not feeling like it, we all have those days where we don't feel like it. We all have those days where we just don't want to do something. But I say that that's the best time to do it because that's what's going to propel you the most. The universe, God, however you identify it, knows that you don't feel like doing it. So you putting in that work at that time where you like, man, let me go ahead and just get this out the way. You putting in the work at that time, you're going to get a better reward. You're going to get a bigger reward, a better result, because this is something that you had to make yourself develop a habit to do, right? It didn't come natural. It's not easy. You already know that the harder something is, the greater the reward is going to be. You feel me? So that's why I always say do it anyway. What you got, Coach?
Now, I was disagreeing with you. That's a beautiful thing. I was disagreeing. Like, it's so important to always push forward and never let yourself fall back. Like, don't turn around and look back. Treat that joint like for the ones that do, respect and love the Bible. You already know they told you not to look back. Why they tell you not to look back? because you're going to be what? A pillar of salt. And that's just a metaphor of how your life is going to be if you keep looking back and not looking forward. So that's just how it is. You got to always push forward.
Facts. Always push forward, or you're going to be salty. You're just going to be salty. You keep focusing on, you know what I mean? You keep focusing on things you didn't want or things you don't want or what was going on before. You're going to stay in that because whatever you focus on, that's what grows. So if you focus on, like, all right, so for instance, you got something to do, you have a task to do, right? Instead of procrastinating, attack it, right? Attack what you lack. Like I'm saying, go so hard at the task that the next time you get something in front of you, it's not even going to compare to the work you had to put in for the thing that you didn't feel like doing, right? Imagine having a task where you want to do it and you enjoy doing it versus something that you really don't feel like doing, right? If you're able to jump out and get excited about the thing you don't want to do, imagine how easy it is going to be for all the stuff you do want to do. You feel me? Like that's the hardest part right there. That's the hardest part right there, doing something you don't want to do. Once you get over that hump, everything else is like cake, man. When I was in school, right, and I used to have all of this homework, you know, in high school, you got like 7 classes. You might have homework from 6 of them in one night. I always did the hardest thing first. Every single time. Why do you think I did the hardest thing first, Coach?
You already know, because once you knock out that big hill, everything else is just little, you can run over the little hill. There's nothing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the best discipline to have. Knock out the hardest thing first so everything else to breathe after.
Exactly. Man, I'm doing this essay. I got this 5-page essay, and I was supposed to start it on Monday. I procrastinated all the way till Thursday, and that thing due Friday morning. Let me get this joint done. By the time I finished that essay, that 1 page of math problems, you feel me? That 1 spelling assignment, everything else is a 1-sheeter pretty much. Like all the other 5 classes is a 1-sheeter homework assignment. So after I do that essay, bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I mess around and get the rest of the homework done on the bus on the way to school. I mess around and do it while I'm eating breakfast. It's so easy. It's so minuscule compared to that big thing that you had to do anyway, when you didn't feel like it, that the rest of the stuff is you're not even stressed about that at this point. You know what I'm saying? So even in entrepreneurship, even in life, always attack the biggest problem first, y'all. You got to do that. I'm telling you, it's the cheat code. Once you get that big thing out the way, everything else is nothing.
Yeah, I call that mental discipline. You have to have that self-discipline where you're always self-governing and controlling your habits, your choices, your decisions, everything in life that you know is important. That's the reason why you want to build that discipline up, because you got to think about it, man. When you get faced with something that you don't really want to do, but you know it got to get done, that's what helps you not procrastinate, because you know that your priorities are there, and that is important. And it's so funny, man. We were talking about this all day yesterday about how important math is. If you want to do an experiment, people that you always see make bad decisions and bad ideas, I can bet 9 times out of 10 that they're terrible at math.
Yo, that's a great observation, yo. I totally agree. I never thought about it like that. Yo, that's crazy, Coach.
It's just real, man. Like, one thing I learned about math is that you have to troubleshoot. You have to critically think. It makes you critical. You know what I'm saying? Be a critical thinker. And I feel like most of the people that you see that are not good at math, they're not critical thinkers. You know? They're not good at problem solving because they haven't had the training. So that's what it is. If they're not good at math, that means they never focus to see how important it is. And I always tell people, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's something that all kids should know by the 3rd grade to me. You want to know why? because that's when I mastered division in the third grade. You feel me?
Yes,
and of course, they were showing me how to do equations when really I wasn't supposed to be doing that till like the fourth or fifth. But I had a teacher that sat down and was showing me equations in the third grade, and she said, as long as you remember this, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. You'll be able to do any equation. Any equation. Just follow that pattern. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And all you're doing is replacing, the please, the P for the please for parentheses, exponents. You know what I'm saying? Some people call it
PEMDAS.
Yeah. Some people are taught PEMDAS, but I'm telling you, man, just think about how much you really have to focus and stay in order and have your priorities in the right order when you're completing those equations. That's the reason why they try to dumb us down on the math, man. Because they don't want critical thinkers.
Nah, they want people that's not going to think for themselves at all. And speaking of PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, that's a system. That's a in like you said, in order, right? That's the order of operations. So even in business, even in entrepreneurship, even in life, you have to realize what your order of operations is going to be in order for you to solve that equation, right?
Yes, sir. And it's just another name for Pythagorean theorem. People need to look it up if they don't know what it is. Pythagorean theorem is just another way of confusing people and telling them something when it's all the same. There's so many ways of doing math, but you have some people that make different terms just to confuse folks. When in actuality, it's all the same thing.
Yeah, it's like religion. God got a different name in every religion,
but same person.
It's the same person, and it's just a different language. That's all. Yahweh, Allah, God. You talking about Hebrew? Is Hebrew, Arabic, and English. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's about choosing the formula that best suits you.
Ooh, I like that. She put it in perspective for us. That's right. You got to choose the formula that best suits you. But without a formula, you can't have a solution, right?
Exactly.
Man, life is a whole equation. Every day in life, you're dealing with equations. So that's the whole reason why I stress the importance of math to people, man, because no matter how you look at it, you're dealing with some type of equation. I don't care if it's you waking up, knowing you need to go take a shower, brush your teeth, and then you got to make some breakfast. That's the equation. Which one is the most important to you? Then you got to follow the order. That's just how it is.
Yup. It's like when you get in the car, right? You know the equation. At some point you gotta start the car. At some point you gotta check those mirrors. You need a seatbelt. You feel me? And then you gotta look where you're going before you back out. Before you back out of that spot, man. So you're right, folks. It's all about the equation.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. If people just make life just as simple as that and keep it simple, you'd be very surprised how far in life you go. The great decisions that you make, because that makes you understand your priorities, man. Period.
Yes, sir. I totally agree, man. What up, Lance? How you feel? Thank you for coming through.
How you doing, Lance? Man, you always working. I respect you, bro. You definitely a smart worker. You're not a hawk. You're a smart worker. Smart workers work. It's the best place to be. You know what I mean? These times. Yeah, they get more work done. So, yeah, being a smart worker, you are.
Yeah, I was finna say, my man Lance always at work.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Take care of family.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you just said a key word, the most important key word that I've been stressing and preaching for the longest time. My favorite word, family and math. Hey, that's the motivation right there, man. For real.
Yeah. We was talking about equations, and that just reminded me of the equation of of the process that you got to go through to take care of the family, right? You can't take care of them without getting that paper. And it's a couple different ways to get the paper, but going to work is one way. You know what I'm saying? So like, just like the order of operations, you got to go to work, get the money, then you can take care of the family. See, Lance on it. Lance already know to do it anyway.
That's a big part of it now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we was talking about doing it anyway, man. Like, you know, having a mindset that even if I don't feel like it, I gotta get it done, right? So Lance, what keeps you in that mindset? Like, what makes you when you like, yo, I don't even feel like this today? What still makes you go ahead and do it?
I go through that a lot of times, but at the same time, it ain't about me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about, like I said, the family, my motivation. Like, I mean, I gotta walk in the door. I got people looking up to me. You know what I'm saying? I got people waiting on me, so it ain't about me no more. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna do what I need to do for me. But at the end of the day, I got a family to take care of, so it's all about them right now.
Man, that's all
for the future. You know what I mean? Like, everything I do is for the future.
All the way up, and that also shows that you reach your true manhood because you've eliminated the selfishness. Yeah. When you get to that point in life where you eliminate that selfishness that you know that's been like plaguing you, keeping you from having great relationships with people, business, and all of that, that's when you start growing and you get to that point of manhood because you've eliminated the selfishness. So, much respect, Lance.
I appreciate it, bro. Hey, but I'm here. I'm at work. I'm mute up for a minute, but I'm here. I'm just at work.
Yes, sir.
Y'all dead, but I'm here.
Yes, sir. And yo, I must say, man, I appreciate that from you, Lance, because that's like what I've been going through lately, right? Since we came down here, since we came to Florida, bro, like eliminating the selfishness, right? Eliminating the, like, you know, they say put yourself first. Yeah, you got to put yourself first to a certain extent because you can't pour from an empty cup. But at the same time, bro, you got to have that cup. You got to have something to fill the cup, right? You got to be putting in the work. You got to go get it in order to give it out, right? So it's like a thin line. Yeah, bro.
You got to think about yourself, but if you got, you know what I'm saying, somebody with your family, you know, it's a different story for different people. You know, to each his own, you know what I mean? But I feel you 100%, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It took me a long time, bro. I'm 31 now. It took me a long time to actually, and I'm just getting to this realization, like in these past 4, maybe 6 months, you know, of letting go of the selfishness. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm glad that coach said that because I ain't even realized that's what was going on, you know, inside of me until I knew what was happening, but I didn't know what to call it. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all for that.
Hey man, to be honest with you, I didn't really realize that till I was 35. So don't feel bad. I ain't had my first child till I was 35. You know, I was afraid to have children because my father had failed me so bad, yo. That was the reason why I got all the way to 35 and then in fact didn't have my first child.
Damn.
So trust me, yo, there's a lot of healing that we got to go through depending on what we went through in life growing up or lack of. So yeah, man, it's like you gotta focus on yourself and let that pride go and let that selfishness go because that pride and selfishness is kind of hand in hand. They synonymous, yo.
Hell yeah. That's what I mean by do it anyway. You already know. What up, Brittany? How you feel?
I feel better than I've been feeling these last couple of days. I don't know if y'all know, but Friday I tested positive for COVID. So like I'm grateful to be here because like I'm over the hump. Like I feel so much better.
Well, I'm just glory to be the God that you are okay. And I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm gonna tell you what worked for me and my family.
Mm-hmm.
Funny that nobody wants to spread that information, but I find it funny that Zyrtec is made by the same company that's selling those expensive, jabs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
went and got you a bottle of Zyrtec, And I'm going to tell you how fast it worked for me. It only took less than 45 minutes for me to go from feeling like I'm getting ready to check up out of here to ready to go play some basketball.
Right.
But of course, my wife was like, you better sit your ass down. You ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm sad, but
right.
that's
And to the wife, I think I heard her in the background.
Yes. Rich rising to you, and I'm praying for a speedy recovery for you, because that is no joke.
Thank you. You know, my mom had it too, so God is good. He brought us through it.
No doubt. Just if you don't have any Zyrtec, just maybe try it.
Yeah.
It's gonna really help you out if you're not allergic to anything in it. Like I said, it's anybody and everyone that I've actually turned on to it.
You can't find Zyrtec, get Claritin.
Yeah, my wife was like, you can't find the Zyrtec, get the Claritin.
Okay.
So, from our studies, we figured it out that it's they say it's your respiratory, but it's not just your respiratory, man. It got to do with your sinuses as well. Come on now.
Facts, because that's how it enters your body.
Yeah, and that's what I thought it was at first, because a while back I caught like a really, really bad sinus thing, and I had to get like some sinus stuff, but it wasn't that. I was like, oh my God. But needless to say, I'll say this and then I'll chime in on the topic. My mom caught it first, and I told her, I said, she asked me if I wanted to leave her here at the house. I said, no, I'm not leaving you here. I said, because you don't know what COVID will do. It affects everybody different. I said, I need to be here to, just in case of an emergency, whatever. So, that really touched a lot of people when I was like, I'm not leaving my mama. And I was like, if I get it, we get it together. So that's what happened. That was like a representation of doing it anyway. Cause even though I've been going through this, I still been determined to press through and, rest, but, at the same time, I'm still, impacting lives through audio, and even though I'm not really doing anything physically, but still getting work done, still getting calls, still taking meetings. You know how that go.
So basically, you're doing it anyway, even when you didn't feel like doing it. That's right. So you already let it be known. When you didn't feel like doing it, you still pushed yourself to do it, and that's what today's topic is. Do it anyway. So much respect to you, Brittany.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that, Brittany. You already know. Yo, we talking about doing it anyway. What up, Rel? What up, Medz? What up, Kappa Boy?
Hey, Coach. Hey, everybody.
Rick Rising. What's going on, everybody?
Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yo, Medz, how you been, man? I ain't hear from you in a second. I know you may have or may not have been affected by the hurricane. How did that go for you?
Definitely not affected, and for all my family in Florida, it was on the other side, so that was a good thing. And I haven't been on here because I have a show on the 60th coming up in Brooklyn, so I'm trying to get my mind right for that.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations in advance. We already know you're going to go in there and just...
But it's because...
That's my friend, Kay. The nervousness is your friend. You embrace that. You get out there and you show the world that it's yours. You heard me?
You only nervous because you finna channel that godlike energy.
I get so nervous though, because it's when it's powerful and you wonder it's like public speaking, you're talking and sometimes people don't nod their heads. Sometimes you don't see the people that's
what about them? Don't worry about them. It sounds like you're afraid of your success you're ready to get. That's the thing, like.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? You're not afraid of the success you're about to get on.
No.
Okay, now that's the only that you should have. Because failure is not an option.
That's true. That's true. And plus, time is limited too. So I keep telling myself, like, so like Eminem said, you only got one shot. So I need to make sure every opportunity I take counts.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm so proud of you, Medz.
Thank you. Yes, congratulations. Thank you, guys.
Be here to see everybody that's in the room. I just thank God for being able to wake up this morning, make this a best of my life, and get to see everybody. Because I don't even know if you're aware, Merch, because there's so much going on.
Oh my God, I shade to that, yo.
You didn't hear about Mike, did you?
I did. I had to look up in the Gleaner, so messed up. Like, he literally was a innocent bystander in a gun shooting. So in Jamaica right now, the crime rate is so high, you know what I mean? And the person that he was riding in the car with was like exposing a murder. So he was the blogger was the taxi guy, was exposing a murder, and one of the guys that was in the car, which nobody knew, thought he was like a regular passenger, got in an argument with the taxi guy, which is the same blogger, and just got out and just shoot up the car. So he didn't leave no witnesses, and in Jamaica, that's like something normal.
Dang.
Yeah. So, man, I just want to let it be known, like, Jamaican Mike was a cool dude. You know, I love his spirit. He always talked about his family, and his daughter. Man, I just want us to really cherish what we have, being able to wake up every day and live your life. That's the most precious thing in the world. I don't care what type of problems you got going on in life. If you got life, embrace it, yo. Just do it anyway. Anything you got to get done, knock it out.
Not only that, the thing is, it's like everybody needs to, if you haven't seen somebody in a long while, if you have people that you just haven't call them, because the other thing about Mike's story that, kind of fucks me up is the fact that he hasn't seen his mom in a long while, and this lady literally bought her ticket to Jamaica, and 20 years she haven't seen her son, and then to finally book a flight and your son dies, So whoever you haven't called, seen in a long while, make sure you see them, because you really don't know what day is going to be your last.
Fact.
Yo, that's so true, yo. And I just thought about somebody. My aunt. I ain't talked to my aunt in like 4 years. My mom talked to her every day, and my mom like right here. My mom listening right now. She listening to the impact meeting from the other room, but yeah, I need to call my folks, man. Thank you for that. What up, Buddha Blau? What up, Lavon?
Peace, brother.
Good morning, bro.
Good morning.
Today for you, okay? Somebody coming to help me check into that for you.
No worries at all. Good morning, family. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and is ready for a spectacular week. No doubt. Good morning,
Yes,
Coach Jeremy.
Morning. Good morning.
Grand Rising Coach Jeremy. Hey yo. We talking about doing it anyway, right? I remember doing this meeting before here on Fanbase, and I don't know if Coach Jeremy was here. I don't know if you was here for that one specifically. I know Buddha Blau wasn't here for that one, but when I see you two, right? When I look at y'all are like the epitome of doing it anyway, right? I know that Buddha Blau expressed before his past love for certain foods and things like that. I know that Coach Jeremy before expressed that, you know, he would rather, like, just like any man, you would rather stay home with your family all day. Like, if you could get paid to spend time with your family, you would rather do that, right? So I wanted to ask the both of y'all, in doing it anyway, right? In the mindset of doing it anyway, what about life makes you, Buddha Blah, what makes you want to eat right and eat healthy? And my man, Coach Jeremy, after he answers that, can you answer this? What makes you get up every day and go do what you got to do for your fam, bro?
Well, for one is learning to want what's best for yourself. You know, there's something about how we socialized in this society to kind of gravitate towards what's not even good for us in the first place.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like for me, man, it's either do well enough or suffer. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to my diet in regards to my disease, yo, it's either do well enough to feel good and be good or suffer. So, you know, part of my process was retraining and reprogramming my mind to actually want what's best for myself instead of run towards what's going to have me fucked up. You know what I mean?
That's super commendable, bro. I gotta say that.
So yeah, I think that's part of that may likely be part of the process for everybody and why they choose to do it anyway, so to speak, in regards to what's best for them as opposed to what's not best for them.
Man, I love hearing the king speak, man. Like the kings and the queens in the room, to hear y'all speak this morning is just motivating, man. Big time.
Peace to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my man, Coach
And
Jeremy.
for me, in regards to just what gets me up every morning and keeps me doing what I do, I have kids. And my youngest daughter, which is 6, has told me that she doesn't look out to superheroes. I'm her superhero. So I could never be the superhero that gave up, for her to look to see that that's something that was the norm. So that alone is inspiration for me to push forward each and every day, because I know that my kids look up to me as their inspiration. I never let them down. And that's just enough for me to just keep on going. Man, that common denominator is what we've been hearing, y'all. That family, yo. The most important thing in life, that's the closest to God. That's your bridge to God, yo. Straight up.
Facts. And then he does prove that you still got responsible black men outside.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, yo, that's fire. Yo, you have no idea how excited that just made me, man. I ain't got no reserves, no type of desire to continue to do things that actually harm me. You know, I mean, like what Buddha Blah was speaking on and what Coach Jeremy was speaking on, bro. It has been millions of times where I have chosen to do what is not best for me because I enjoyed it in that moment. But then you turn around and you suffering the next day. You suffering the very next morning about what you did last night. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not instant degratification, if that's a word, even if it's not instantaneous, you know that you're going to suffer for doing this, but you choose to do it anyway. And now I have learned through being on these rooms that I've started, I have learned to you know what I'm saying? I start these rooms with the intention to teach, but also to learn. So I have learned that what's best for you is something that you should desire rather than what you've been taught to desire. So I thank you all for that. Y'all so lit right now. Y'all have no idea, man. If I had some hearts, I'll be listen, man. When I get this money, y'all getting these hearts.
That's what's up, bro. I already know it's all.
Yes, sir.
Man, much love, bro.
Yeah, just everybody is just on some good energy this morning. I love it.
And my man JD Clark in the building. What's up, JD Clark? How you feel?
I'm doing well today. How's everyone doing?
Excellent.
Thanks, man. Hey Jay, you know, I was giving you some hearts why I didn't get to respond fast enough. I had my mic on, but it's good to see you this morning too, brother.
I appreciate that, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, yo, JD Clark, I got a question for you too, man. We're gonna get out of here at like 9:20. I got a call at 9:30, business call, but yeah, man. So my question for you, right? So we talking about doing it anyway, right? That means doing it when you don't feel like it, doing it. And I know Lavon got something to say about this too, but we're gonna start with JD and then we're gonna go to Lavon, man. So my question for you, JD, is when it comes down to doing it anyway, right? What would force a person, right? What would give a person the idea to realize before you get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm gonna do it anyway because of this, and because of that? What happens in a man's life, a person's life, that would make them realize that that doing it anyway is the option that they should take? Like, what has to happen for you to change your mind about just being lazy?
Well, I would say, with me personally, coming to that place is that number one, you have to be able to depend on yourself first. You know, a lot of times we may want to build a team predicated on other people seeing our vision, but if it's our vision, it's up to us to pursue that vision with or without the support we think we need. So if it's your vision, it's your responsibility. Go after it anyway, with or without help.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that right there, to me, y'all, that's like the definition of a bona fide leader. Because a leader is going to get it done, whether you're going to help them or not. Now, they might present an opportunity where you could come in and you can be of service, or you could be of value, or you could even gain value. But at the end of the day, if I want to do something and I'm trying to get you to help me do it or try to get you to do it too, why would you ever participate in something that you don't even see me doing?
or they don't see themselves doing. How about that? You know what I mean? Now, how about this? Do you know, I was always known as a knucklehead growing up. Like, I wasn't no troublemaker, but if you ever started something with me, I didn't know how to scale it down once I went off. You feel me? So I was always known as that hothead growing up, and it didn't give me a good name. Where it got to the point where it put the filters on people's eyes so bad of their perception of me. They didn't realize how smart I was. They just knew that I was that hothead that'd be quick to punch somebody's son in the face. You know what I'm saying? So when it came down to me getting older and I was trying to do, like, you know, productive things in life, I didn't get the support that I was supposed to get. And this is from family, okay? But I'm going to tell you right now, over the last, I say, about a year now, I've got more calls from family and these so-called friends from the past that's been, you know, trying to catch up to me because they see, like, my name been buzzing in these streets. I've been doing things and making moves and helping people out. But I'm like, it's not that I'm not going to help them. It's just that I'm not going to give them that time that I was trying to give them back then. Because they don't deserve it. You give it to the people that have engaged with you and showed you that they believe in you. And most of the time, those are the people that'll put up some money and buy something of yours, or just cash out you because you did something to help change their life. Them the people that I'm focusing on right now, because them the ones who need me. The ones who had me before, if they needed me, they would have stuck around. So it just goes back to what I was saying earlier. Don't look backwards, yo. Look forward.
Facts. I I had to learn that too on my journey. And, you know, sometimes even with family, like the ones that never supported, it don't make no sense. In a way, in the way how I feel about it, it don't make no sense you turn back to look at them, because sometimes when you turn back and you have these people in your aura, they still come to mess up the things that you work hard for. So I just feel like always move with people that is always for you, you know, because sometimes your family could be your worst enemy too.
When you take a moment to look at it, you can recognize that it's just the Most High showing you what's what and who's who. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's beneficial to take a moment to recognize that we are always being guided by the Most High, or whatever we perceive to be the higher power. And those moments where we may be disappointed in our observations of the people around us and the situations around us, we can take a moment to recognize that it's the Most High revealing to us what's what and who's who.
Yeah.
Therefore, we can navigate more, accurately, instead of, embracing the disappointment or the hurtful emotions of it, or the negative emotions of it. We can also embrace the comfort of it, that we know that the Most High reveals things to us in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
I love you said that, because no need to get mad. Like, I used to get mad, but I had to stop, because when you take and get mad, now you're using energy that you could have used somewhere else.
Ooh, talk about it.
So I get what you're saying, big time, Buddha.
Yup.
And I appreciate that.
And yo,
my experience, right, with the anger shit, that led me to having a brain aneurysm, you know?
Damn.
So after that whole experience of going through that, you know, I definitely always question, like, is it worth it? You know, like, is it worth somebody controlling my emotions that I get out to, you know, to burst another vessel in my head? Because why waste all that anger and use it in a different direction? So that's how I redirect my energy. You know, like when I'm angry, I redirect it into my music.
Facts.
Yeah, you got to. You gotta utilize that energy properly. And just like Buddha Blah was saying, man, it's just everything is happening for you, nothing happens to you. Right. So when you realize somebody is a snake, or they moving like a snake, or you realize something good about someone, when you realize anything that's being revealed to you, always remember that it's for you. Everything that's going on in your life is for your greater good, no matter what. I don't care if you get robbed today and somebody snatched the sneakers off your feet, bro. Maybe you wasn't supposed to walk where you was walking to. Maybe they saved your life. I remember I always use this testimony, because this is the perfect example of it's happening for you and not to you, man. When I was like a teenager, I was probably like 21. Yeah, I was. So I was exactly 20 years old, because I spent my 21st birthday locked up behind this, right? I had a warrant for like something I did a year prior to, and I was slinging dope, me and my partner, my friend, and we was selling drugs, doing what we was doing. Tell me why, when the cops ran down on me, right? He ran, but he didn't tell me like they was coming. I didn't know they was coming. I was counting money. I was doing something, right? I was distracted. So I end up getting locked up for selling loose cigarettes. Didn't have the dope on me, none of that. It was in like a empty teacup, like 15, 20 feet away from me. I never carried nothing on me, because I just wasn't dumb. So anyway, I get locked up, right? The same night I get locked up, my partner gets kidnapped and shot. He gets kidnapped and shot, right? They stripped him butt naked, told him to run through the park, and shot at him. One of the bullets went through his arm, and he passed out or whatever. He got found by some old lady jogging the next morning. She was jogging and seen a naked person. She thought it was a dead body. So long story short, I only went to jail for 64 days. I went to jail first 30 days, my court date was in 30 days. They told me it's going to be continued. And I'm like, dang, it's going to be continued. Why? I don't know nothing that's going on the streets right now, by the way. I have no idea. I have no connections. I ain't got nobody's phone number. In Philly, you can't just call people. You got to know the number by heart, right? So I ain't had none of that. Only person I could talk to was my grandpa. Long story short, I come home in 64 days. I found out that he was shot. He moved all the way to 7 states away, like South Carolina or something. And at the time, the dudes that kidnapped him never found the work in the house. So they was looking for me. They looking for me, but I'm on State Road. These niggas get locked up, right? They get locked up like 3 days before I come home. How do I know? Because I found out when I found out that they did this from them coming into the jail. So they in quarantine, right? When you get in jail, they quarantine you for 5 days. They make sure you ain't got AIDS, make sure you ain't got syphilis, all of this stuff, right? They quarantine you. So these dudes is in quarantine, and we already was beefing, but it wasn't about nothing. We wasn't doing nothing to each other. We just didn't like each other. So I found out that they did that through the word came through the jails, and I'm like, oh, they in here. I get out 3 days after they get put in. So they was looking for me that whole time. Now, knowing who I am, I got a smart mouth. Like, if you gonna shoot me, I'm not about to do nothing you telling me to do with no gun to my face. I would have been killed that night. So what I'm saying to y'all is that everything that happens is not happening to you, is actually happening for you. God saved my life by me being locked up for them cigarettes. I could have been locked up for the dope. I could have been locked up for the crack. I could have been locked up for anything, and I probably still would be in jail. But I got locked up for some lame ass cigarettes just so I could get out the way so I wouldn't be killed. See what I mean? It's never happening to you. It's happening for you.
But life is fun. And the thing is, I want to ask you, the crazy part is 9 times out of 10, when you went back to court, they threw that shit out.
They did. When that's why I was only locked up for 64 days. So look, they continued my court date, right, coach? And then when I went to court, they was like, man, you in here for what? You done time served. Go home right now.
Because they knew they had already violated your rights. That's why. Like, they knew if you had went and got a lawyer, you would have sued them, and they would have had to pay you way more than what they made for a warehouse. Because that body inside that warehouse, they were getting big money from the feds.
Yeah, $36,000.
Feds for each body that's in that institutional warehouse it is.
Trust me, Merch, I was in the jail, and whatever they had to sue the jail, they do it. I mean, like, even one of the guards, not the team, but the guards, actually was witnessing somebody choke on their own blood and literally turned his head to, save life and save his life, and he's suing the jail right now.
Wow. That's crazy, man. All right, so y'all, so for the finale, man, we got about 3 minutes left. We're probably gonna go past 9:20, but I gotta ask Lavon this, man. Hey, Lavon, are you available?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get caught up on my little workload. Good morning, everyone.
Grand Rising, Lavon.
Chris Rising.
Yes, sir. So I wanted to know, man, because I know that you probably are a living example of doing it anyway when it comes to your artwork. What is the mindset behind? I love doing what I do, right? It's not about, so this doing it anyway for Lavon is not about doing something that you don't want to do. This is about benefiting from something that you were going to do either way, right? So Lavon, what is the mindset behind knowing that you have a talent, knowing that you have something that can help people or something that people can enjoy, but you're not doing it for the money necessarily? Money is just a byproduct. What is the mindset behind, and how does it feel as an entrepreneur to get something done that you were going to do anyway, and then also benefit from it on a I would say a less deeper level, but on another level monetarily? You know what I'm saying? So how does that feel, man? And what would you recommend for an entrepreneur that is like, yo, I like doing this, but I'm not getting paid off of it? Like, I really want to open that box. You know what I mean?
It's a very solid, and there's no cheap answer to the grind. when we put our hands on something, when I put my hands on something, that's my name. That's my reputation. That's what I earn. Some of you are Christians that have a Bible that say, a good name is better than fine ointment. I think it says something to that effect. I do work because I love to bring joy. It is my nature. My kindness is my weakness, and I like that about me. Being okay with me is who I need to see in the mirror. I don't need to see it on the TV. I don't need to see it on the internet. I need to see it for myself. Who I am is who I define me as, and no one can take that away from me. There's a special kind of joy. There's a special kind of pride, a kind of dignity that cannot be stolen. Whether you throw me in jail or beat my head in or embarrass my name on this app, whatever the case may be, who I am is who I define me as. I am my own footprints in the sand. I need to be the God that I pray to. That's growing up. That's why I do what I do. Because I'm on a path that leads me to be the God that I pray to. I'm maturing. I'm growing.
Hey man, listen, I couldn't have answered that better, man. I appreciate the depth too, because you answered exactly what I was asking. I didn't know how to really ask you how to present it. You know what I mean? Sorry, y'all, I had to sneeze.
Look, listen. The greatest skill, to my mind, that an intelligent mind has is its capacity to listen. You don't necessarily have to say it perfectly. If I want to hear you, all I need to do is just listen. I'm going to know what you mean to say. I'm not going to try to play, little word games to trip you up and catch you in some shit. I can't learn if I'm playing games with you. I can only lose because I'm the only one playing the game.
Bars. Real rap bars. You already know, man. Yeah, man. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want you to go to your DM. Click that link I just put in there, right?
Yes, sir.
Do that right now as I talk, please.
Okay.
Now, are you there already?
1 second. That's a long link. Click it. It won't.
Yeah, well, it's gonna take you there.
Oh, it started doing that now? Because it's not moving.
You said it's not moving?
No, it's not.
Well, look, go to namecheat.com. I need you to go there right now, namecheat.com. And once you get there, let me know you got this so you can put this name in there. And you make sure you get this name. It shouldn't be no more than
about $8.
The most, yeah. $7-8 at the most.
Namecheat.com. Domains. Our mission is simple to be provided.
Yeah. That's it. Just type in the little search part. Type in LEVONARTS.com.
LEVONARTIS.
No, ARTS. No I in there. Just ARTS.
.com.
And it's available, right?
Message, I am not a bot, send. Presumably hit I am not a bot.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You got a video there. Getting touch going on down. Now press send. It doesn't ask me.
It's available, right? Because it's saying it right here on my screen that it's available.
Sign. Okay. Include an @arts.
No at, nothing. You don't put no at. That's what you use for an email. That's not an email. This is LavonArts.com, man. That's all I was trying to get you to while it's available. That's your branding.
It says please include an at in the email address.
Oh nah, they trying to have you log in. Then you're trying to make you get an account. I was telling you to just look in the search bar. Let me just do it for you, man. Don't worry about it. Never mind. I keep forgetting.
I am not computer functional.
I see. Don't worry about it. I got you, bro.
Big in the family.
Yeah, man. But having that, no, you good, Lavon, but that's dope that coach just did that, because having that LavonArts.com, now wherever you house your art at digitally, that's where people can go get it, right at LavonArts.com, right? So coach gonna set that up for you. And I also wanted to talk to you about NFTs, because you have artwork that you could, man, you got literally millions of dollars worth of art that you can resell over and over digitally. And if you limit it, say I'm only selling 10 of these. I'm only selling 10 of these right here, and it's the digital copy. You could sell it and have someone else resell it, and then have someone else resell it. And every time it's resold, you still get a piece of the money. So like Basquiat, those big name artists, they only make money one time when they sell a piece of art. You can make money forever for the rest of the art's existence. I'm talking about even after you're not alive anymore, bro, with an NFT.
Like somebody already got bond art.
Yo, that's so dope, man. That's fire, man. But look, hey, coach, you want me to pass you the room? Because I got to go. I got to go get on this other call. You already know.
I mean, especially if you'll come back, that's cool, because that'll work.
Okay, bet. Yeah, I'm going to do that, man. How it won't let me? Oh, it don't let you do it in the exclusive room?
You got to close it out. You got to close it out. It's one of them exclusive rooms.
Yeah.
You just got to close it out. It's all good.
All right, man. Well, listen, you already know. I'm Medz like Jay.
Take my man, take his domain name. I mean, they wouldn't be able to use it unless they named Lavon. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's a dope domain, though. All right, man. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. If you don't hear from me tonight, I will see y'all tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. sharp. You already know I'm Medz like Jay, motivational, inspirational speaker for parentpreneurs across the globe. And I love y'all, man. Thanks for coming through.
Peace.
Peace.